Café Networking Podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Reaoch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. And today we talked with Jon Weberg. He's joining us from Walker, Minnesota. Jon Weberg is an American entrepreneur, top 1% growth consultant and business master, a 2 times self-published author, running 3 separate businesses, and is CEO of Profitalize. Serves B2B, B2C clients, helping obtain high levels of customer retention, ROI, and conversion rates. So, Jon, what's the most efficient way to turn leads into lifelong loyal customers?
Love the question. It's one of my favorite, and the answer would be deeply personal, intensive follow-up that cannot be matched. It's one of the things that I've done throughout my life and throughout many of my businesses and working with other businesses as a consultant on helping them truly develop a real relationship with their customers, because so many people don't do that anymore. They're used to just promote, pitch,
you become a number. Yeah.
Right. And they don't actually realize that that's how you generate a customer, is through a deep enough relationship. And most importantly, that's not just how you get a customer, it's how you retain a customer for longer. So I believe in a very personalized, extensive follow-up process that focuses on how do I solve the problems of the customer, obviously. How do I get solutions for the customer? Obviously, it's what everyone does. But also, how can I relate to them, both logically and emotionally, from the prospects and points that are most important to them? Because, some people prefer storytelling. They like storytelling. You want to know how the product or service was created, who's behind it. Some customers want testimonials, social proof. And you name it, the lead or prospect wants different kinds of things to hear or to see. So what your job is to create different kinds of follow-up and content, and you can do this in your advertising as well, that relate with the customer in all these different ways. Because your audience is made up of so many different kinds of people, you have to find a way to deeply relate in multiple different perspectives.
So we have to be several different persons at the same time.
Right. And with the content we're creating, we have to make sure it's genuine and that it's relatable and that people can personally find something in it that makes them go, this is actually a good reason to work with you. Not even because of the product or the service, what it does, but because something else about what you're offering relates to an experience I've had. And that's when people really click. They want to become a customer for a lifetime because you've built an actual bond with them. And that's what it used to be like, more like so than today, which is why I'm trying to bring it back, is because it's so important to build a real relationship with the people who are in your audience.
And to that, actually what you do, you're training people, training companies to train their crew, if we have. Because we could say it's one-to-one. I can do that. I believe you. You believe that. That's how we work. But if we have 20, 40, 50, 1,000 people, you got to get into their head.
Right. Because most companies, from my experience, just on a follow-up alone, they email their list, for example, the email marketing list, one time a month or one time a week. There are so many distractions alone. That's another reason I'm on the side of quantity of follow-up as well, along with quality. Is there are so many distractions of your personal life, dealing with your spouse, dealing with your health, not including non-competitors, plus competitors on top of that, plus the noise of what's happening in the world. You have to be emailing and following up 1 time per day minimum. Otherwise, you're not even breaching through the noise.
I liked what you mentioned about competitor, because many times we overlook that. Sometimes my follow-up is really just to send somebody a snippet of something from a competitor without saying anything. Say, hey, here's what somebody's doing around the corner, around the world.
Literally, I'm on the perspective of, even if it's low quality follow-up, at least some kind of follow-up, some kind of messaging of some kind's better than nothing. I've sent my email list in my affiliate marketing businesses in the past. I've sent emails, of course, above the waist, but me in the shower, or I've sent me a story about a sandwich, literally, and it's converted into customers because I, of course, whether it's like me in the shower speaking to my phone or, how to make a sandwich. There's layers to a sandwich. I relate it to my business. And because it's humorous, it just made you laugh. It's humorous. Right. It's human. It actually relates to the audience.
I agree with you. And today that human touch, people have gotten tired. Here in Brazil and other places, we're tired of hearing robotized voices and speaking to machines. And when you actually find somebody that's real, that you think that's real. You know?
Right. That's with AI. And actually, I talked about this in another podcast that I think will rebound from AI. I think AI is going to have its perfect purpose. It's going to be useful. But I also think a good majority of people are going to go, I don't want this. If they can distinguish AI from non-AI, they're going to go, I want a real person behind what I'm listening or hearing, because why would I listen to something that may not be factual?
That's the point, because today everything's changing so rapidly.
Right.
And when we say that, I'm talking about every 4 seconds something new comes out. Many times I am at a loss when I'm trying to engage with a I don't know the question even to ask. No, seriously, I have a problem, but I don't know how to form that problem together to come say, hey, John, I think I have a discomfort zone here, but I'm not really sure what it is. And you can't tech one, it's not choose one, tech 2, 3, 1, whatever. These are the options, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's why I believe, again, in such deep personal content, advertising, anything in business, because it's what reaches people, will always reach people. While AI, again, can be used, is when you can get that personal feeling. For example, I've had customers I got started really young at 13 years old, 25 now. I've had customers for 8 years, 9 years. Or I had people on my email marketing list that I know who have bought in 5 years later, 7 years later. And the reason for that is because when you focus entirely on giving deep value in all of your content, in your ads, in your follow-up, and everything you're doing, to a point of where you're actually giving more value than you are promoting.
Well, and to that point, people, let's say 10 years ago. In my case, I met someone yesterday that we had met 20 years ago. That person could have gone through 10 different companies in 20 years. Your friends today, your age, they can go through 10 companies in a month.
Right. Yes, they do.
So we do have to follow the person at a personal level.
Right.
They're not necessarily where we think they are. They could have sold the company. The company was bought out. They merged. Whatever.
And I think you're entirely right about the fast pace of life. You have to be, in my perspective, really good, regardless of business, marketing, sales, whatever you're doing. You have to be very good and fast and quick. Yeah. Business is speed. Business is speed. Grant Cardone says it. Whether you like him or not, business is speed, especially in today's market.
Yesterday I was at a face-to-face networking conference, and it was that. My question was, where are you today? That's what I ask people. I know you. I know you. We know each other. But where are you today, literally?
Update me. I need to update and look what's actually going on currently.
And it was fantastic. The most of the persons, it's quantitative, we're in a different place, different company, different whatever. And so we need to do that. And that's why I say, when you hang up, it's the phone or whatever device you use, things change. Yeah. But anyway, John, what I take away, you said personal, intensive, and follow-up. But what hangs around all three of these is emotion. Bring in the humanize.
Yep. I think emotional marketing and emotional business, because again, people majority of the time buy on emotions. Right. Yes, they have a need logically. Right. But most of the times, if you can trigger someone emotionally in your business, that's when it's going to get someone to buy. Think about like when people have a life-changing event. It's not usually something logical. It's like, this person said this to me, and I've been waiting for this person to say this to me for years. Or this person passed, this person was born. Or it's something emotional. So I believe emotions is key in business. If you can trigger them in your audience, you can produce great money and you can help your customers better.
You know that blood's flowing. So where can our listeners find you, John?
Two places, and thank you very much for having me on. The first one will be YouTube. Just look up Jon Weberg on YouTube, watch my content, learn, take the value I give out for free, and just enjoy it and use it. And as well, Profitalize, which is a community for entrepreneurs. If someone wants to join a community, which has around 600 hours of training behind it,
wow,
80 templates, you name it. It's basically an all-in-one home for any business owner, any entrepreneur. I'm building and growing this home for entrepreneurs. Feel free to join it, profitalize.com. I would love to see everyone there.
Very good. Thanks for sharing your time and experience with us.
Thank you as well. I appreciate you.
Okay, and for our listeners, again, it is Jon Weberg. It's Jon, the last name Weberg. Besides YouTube, he's on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and the site Profitalize.com. Profitalize.com. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.